now directing signals. He will pass, looking down into the end zone. Touchdown, Hamilton Tiger Cats. Trevor Shaw, 20-yard play.
Rams win the draw. Blast on the point right in front. They jam at it. Good ball. It's in the net. It's in the net. Rams win. Halton champs.
Sports presents Halton High School Championships. It's the juniors and seniors featured this afternoon. The MM Robinson Rams versus the Iroquois Ridge Trailblazers. We welcome you to the J.M. Porter Athletic Auditorium on the campus of Sheridan College in Oakville. Clint O'Neill along with Dave Nelson to provide all the coverage for you. We welcome you here. Exciting games for years and years, it seems. Dave Nelson, we've sat through some really funny epics. The odd blowout every once in a while, but we always seem to have a good time.
This is like March Madness in February in Halton. Always the peak of the season, and I think we're going to get some good games today.
Yep. What is happening here in this junior division? And I'm telling you, for people who maybe haven't sat down and watched a game in a couple of years, the athletes that we're seeing at junior level are basically what we saw at senior level. Would you not agree?
Oh, there's no question. With the inclusion of rep basketball, I know this Iroquois Ridge program is largely based on some kids playing the rep program there. Same thing with the Robinson boys. Some of them play rep. They're just better players younger now. There's no question about it.
Well, what we're seeing tonight is a matchup of two, and it's nice to see the Oakville-Burlington thing develop as well. Iroquois Ridge, kind of a young upstart high school looking for a championship. Maybe their first, definitely in the basketball section of their program. MM Robinson Rams, no stranger, defending champions. They've been here before. They've done that. They're very experienced as a coach staff. What are the opposing sort of emotions that both these teams go into?
Well, I think certainly this is the fourth year in a row for Brian Stipe's team. Although some of these kids, it's their first year because they're first-year juniors. And of course, some of them were left over from last year's junior squad that won. So they're the veteran team, if you will. Iroquois Ridge with Coach Dave Ferencina, they actually scrimmaged against senior teams throughout the year in exhibition games to try and give them some better competition and challenge them. And even were at one point considering entering the senior league. So I think both teams are ready for today's game. MM Robinson, though, surprisingly, they played 34 games on their season.
Wow.
29-5 overall. And Iroquois Ridge have only played a grand total of 17 games. They're 12-5 overall, but 4 of those losses were against senior teams. So I'd have to give the edge to MM Robinson in the fact they played a few more games this year.
Certainly. So I guess the argument would be brought up, quality of opponent over quantity of games.
Well, yeah.
Different coaching theories, maybe.
Yeah, true. And Robinson traditionally plays lots of tournaments, and I'm not sure of the situation with why Ridge didn't play as many games, but boy, you look at their lineup, they're huge. And that's going to be the big difference in today's game. They've got a substantial size advantage.
Well, we start off in the early going. Here we go. Junior final action here from the J.M. Porter Athletic Auditorium and the Ridge in their first ever championship series. Trying to make a statement in the junior level. A shot goes long and wide by Justin Close, and MM pull down the rebound. Here they come. Carmichael in behind the back, around the horn, taking a look at that long three, but it's not there. So controlling is Tad Crawford.
Watch out for Ben McClung with the ball right now. Great outside shooter.
Nice post-in move. The left-handed layup, no good out of the hands of Blaney. Iroquois Ridge control, and here they come up the court. A little bit more organized, it seems. Muhar left the ball for that big, rangy ride. He kicks it back out. They go cross court. Jamming inside and then losing control of it are the Ridge. They kick it back out for that long two-point attempt off the iron. No good. Rams coming right back.
McClung with the ball. Again, he's their outside shooter.
McClung does have a look at that outside shot, taking advantage of the lean in his Carmichael, but he is sat down in a hurry.
Good hustle move by Blaney to try and get that shot off, but blocked by Ridge.
Rye coming down the floor, looking for the foul, and he does earn it off the body of Mike Blaney. So nice to see someone going hard to the basket, and Jazz Rye did that, picking up the foul.
Well, I think that clearly, as I mentioned at the outset, the size difference is a big challenge for the Rams, who lost a close game to Ridge in league play. But certainly their quickness and seeing how quickly they'll get back on defense will be a big advantage for MM in terms of their speed.
Early substitution for the Ridge, so they'll have a look with a new player. Lee Becker checks in. Looking for a second offering of 2. Off the iron, rebound Rams, and hitting, push it hard up the court. Here comes Tad Crawford, good pace looking to him. Dumps it off, and now the offense is all set up. Crawford looking cross court, wants to drive, pulls up. Now he does go cross court. McClung. Some patient offense out of the hands of the Rams right now, looking for that cross court and a drive perhaps. Penetration shut off there for Crawford. Now he looks to the other side. Long bomb attempt off the front iron, no good. Rebound by Rye. Some indecision, I think, out of the Rams in the early going.
Well, they're just getting the jitters out. They'll get into their offense. They make a lot happen from their defense, like they've done right here. Brian Carmichael with the steal.
Now they control. Carmichael thought about it. Just early going, 1-0, the Ridge leading the MM Robinson Rams. Inside feed, no good off a foot, but the Rams end up with it. Nice drive, off the glass, rebound Ridge. Good tough work in the inside there, I thought.
Definitely, the Robinson team's trying to be deliberate again. I think they're just working some of the kinks out here early in the game.
Becker now down on the baseline.
They don't often challenge the team this big either, as Tad Crawford makes the steal and gets fouled. Iroquois Ridge is starting Ben Homer, who's 6'8", Arjeev Brar, who's 6'5",
wow,
and Jazz Rye, who is 6'6". So they've got 3 players 6'5" or bigger starting, and that's a key in terms of Robinson being disciplined to get good shots.
Let me remind you folks, we're talking about junior athletes here. Incredible. Inside presence being shown by the Ram. Nice crash of the boards there by Hokanson, and he's sent down. The Ridge very stingy in the paint. Nice drive. No good there out of Tad Crawford. Tried to go left side. It just wouldn't fall for him. Hung up on the iron. Still 1-0.
Well, Tad is a scorer for Robinson. I'm sure he'll get himself on track as he makes another steal.
Tad Crawford off the back, and then Blaney drives to the basket and earns the foul.
Actually, that's Crawford that he tried to feed the ball up to Brian Carmichael, and it went off the back of the Ridge player. But as I said, this is what Robinson wants to do. They want to make the things happen out of the transition game in their defense. Here's a replay.
Crawford from the line looking to even the score. Not yet.
Crawford scored 15 in the playoff win over Nelson, and also earned All-Star awards in the Niagara tournament and the Robinson Primetime Shootout, and is considered one of the team's best defensive players.
No good, 0 for 2 from the line. So the Saran wrap continues to stay over the hoop for the MM Robinson Rams. They must break it. The Ridge looking just to get up on their 1-0 lead. They almost have another turnover. They've had 2 in succession. Inside presence being shown again. Ball's up on a rebound, and here comes McClung. McClung is speedy, in a hurry, now stops, pops, good. 2-1 lead for the Rams.
We want to get him started on the score sheet. Once he gets rolling, he'll get some confidence up and start draining some outside threes.
Manny Muar with a nice feed inside, and that's a nice looking play. Arjeev Brar with the 2. McClung with that long shot, and it just didn't want to work out again, but nice rebounding on the inside. Steve Hokanson putting back the garbage.
Offensive boards are key for Robinson.
Becker goes cross court, and he didn't like the pressure, it seems.
That was created right there by Mike Blaney, number 23, who shot up and, as we call it, blitz. It's like a blitz switch, and panicked the dribbler, and he just threw it away. Interesting as this game progresses. I'm keeping a track of rebounding. Robinson is playing even with the Ridge right now. We'll just see if their size is a major factor as the game progresses.
Looking for a little post-up maneuver inside. Not there. Ridge very stingy inside the paint when the game slows down. Little stop and pop back iron action and a nice strong rebound once again by Brar. Mugar down the court, wants to drive inside, didn't put enough gas on the ball. Rams will come back fast break style, 4 on 3. Once again, they slow it down. Long pass that ends up into Carmichael's hand and Omar. Oh boy, all 6'8" of that, Kella. Ben Homer said, no way, you're gonna have to earn the 2, son. Woo.
Well, Carmichael wasn't afraid to take it to the hole on him either. I think that's one of the strategies, frankly, is attack the basket and try and get some of their big guys in foul trouble early in the game and get them out. So Carmichael now at the foul line. He's their primary ball handler under pressure and usually defends the opposition's top point guard, their point guard and a great defensive player. He was the MVP at the Cathedral tournament and also an all-star at St. Mary's in the MM Robinson primetime. So Brian Carmichael, a great player all season for the Rams.
Jazz Rye, a lot of pressure. Can he hold it? Well, there might have been a little hold on that. Great defense there for a while, but Rye was very, very patient.
Rams will run double teams all over the court, trying to do exactly what they're doing here, get them flustered. But they don't want to get themselves in foul trouble quickly either, so.
Toss inside, little push inside, and the Rams will have to absorb a foul. Substitution opportunities for the Ridge right now. Checking back in is, there we go. Justin Close gets into the ball game.
They need Justin's leadership on the offensive end with all these big guys. He's their point guard. Needs to keep his turnovers down. Nice shot.
You call that the trifecta, folks.
3 for Jazz Rye.
He's the hot man early.
Ridge with a 6-5 lead.
O'Canson stands his ground, patient, glides in the air and sinks the 2. Good defense once again and good offense resulting in 2. Mugar drives in the paint off the corner. He can't find that range there, and I know he can sink that shot normally.
He can. Cushing with the rebound as they come flying down, and then McClung with a score.
30 points, Frank, 30 points.
Turnovers have been the difference, and they're certainly keeping the Rams. And it was, we almost speak about another one there. Brandon Crichton almost picks off the pass, but the Ridge looking a little undisciplined in the early going with their passing.
Definitely. Again, both teams trying to work out the bugs, but I think that's a lot attributed to Robinson's full court pressure. And you're getting a lot of big men. I mean, they start 3 guys 6'5" or bigger handling the ball. And this is the guy they want to bring it up, have their point guard handle it and get the offense started from there.
Ridge at this point must just make quicker decisions with the basketball. Men are open on the press, and a nice individual effort there by Justin Close, but there was a little over-the-top action.
Blocked by McClung.
The fans like that. Off the inbounds. Pump faking, and now again driving the paint, switching hands again. The back iron, the victim of Manny Mugar. Brian Carmichael stops, pops, he drains it. A 5-point lead, the largest margin so far by the Rams. And remind you, we're just a minute and 24 seconds left in the first quarter as the ball once again is in turnover mode. A little tentative off the drive there. McClung holds up, feeds inside, steal. Breaking down the floor is Jazz Rye with that high dribble, back iron. Someone there for the rebound. It's the Rams. Now the action beginning to pick up and the athletes are really going at this point. Oh boy. Nothing there, said Mark-Jeff Braher.
Ridge is very disorganized, it seems, on offense. They haven't had a good possession here in a while.
Justin close. Here's Muhar outside. Again, the iron. He's just a tad off on all those shots, but beware in the third and fourth quarter, I'm sure. Coming back to play some very hard defense with Justin Close, and again, you're not earning the two easy.
Not at all. They aren't going to give him anything. Nice, long, quick, fast break. If Brandon Creighton had gone straight up without that dribble, he probably would have made there, got that shot off. Creighton now at the line. He's a very athletic player, excellent defender, runs the ball, runs the floor very well, and he's improving as a three-point shooter. Outside of basketball, he's also a competitive bike racer.
Good minutes for Ben McClung. Tad Crawford comes back in. Short on the iron. It may be earning the rebound as Crawford. Changing hands. Oh boy, and a mental error.
Made a nice effort to get that rebound. And
no doubt. Now here's a guy that I see struggling here, and it's Justin Close. And I'm not talking about him really, but I thought he was looking towards Muhar at this point. But Muhar's got to find his range right now. He's finding the open, oh boy, coming back to play solid defense. Tad Crawford again. To actually change that. That's Michael Dren. But this guy, Manny Muhar, he seems to be struggling.
I think all of the Ridge seems to be a little bit out of sync.
I think they're relying on him to sink some easy buckets because he is getting the look. Seconds left, the shot goes up, but no good by R.G. Brar. Great effort by the Rams in the early going. They can feel really good about their play right now. They're definitely the more solid team.
Oh, there's no question at this stage, Robinson, in my mind, is really controlling the game. The Ridge team, as you said, Justin Close is struggling a little bit, but I think all in all, they need to bring the ball up the floor better, pass it up. Don't make one guy bring the dribble up.
You guys know you can take these guys one-on-one, all right? But you gotta be in the right position to catch the ball, right? Don't force things, all right? Relax, all right? Relax, just relax, all right, guys?
Movement, guys.
Don't worry, all right? Jazz getting a blow? Jazz, you're getting a blow, all right?
Can I get a blow?
You're okay?
Coach Ferrancina there, he's working himself up a little frustrated with them, just telling him to relax and enjoy himself. And I hope he's taking his own advice as his wife is sitting in the crowd here today, 3 days overdue to have a baby. And at any time, he could get a signal that she's gone into labor and he's out of here. So I hope he's relaxed just like the players are.
Wow.
What the players do.
I thought I was having a tough day. My, oh my.
Well, it's true, you know. Sometimes you get in a game like this with a big crowd.
They want to run. When we lose the ball, we got to get back. Hey, you guys listening? Hey, are you listening? You got to get back. We got to stop those fast break points, all right? Let's go. Ridge on 3. 1, 2, 3, Ridge.
He's right on. They don't want to let Robinson's getting baskets in transition. Robinson has struggled a little bit in their half-court game because Ridge is so big. So if they can get back and stop Robinson's break, then they can keep this game close. But if they keep letting Robinson run, then they're going to be in trouble as they're starting here in the second quarter in a zone.
A little more loose. Again, this hasn't been the problem as we discussed. This is not the weak part of their game. As we saw, again, another turnover. But I tell you, Tad Crawford is on a mission. He's on the steal mission.
Oh, he's
inside,
a hustler.
Hands. Not there for the hands of Richie Thomas. Loose ball picked up by the Rams and Tad Crawford, who's pushing the ball up forward. Baseline jumper, no good out of Carmichael.
Rams like the pace. They've got a deep bench. They'll run as much as they can. Try and get their big man on the sideline.
Kicking it back out. Well thought about the outside shot there. Inside foul on the Rams.
Actually, I think it was a kick ball maybe.
Oh. Rams substitute. Ridge looking to counter. You talk about the up-tempo and points in transition for the junior Rams. That's always been a part of Coach Stipe's game.
Well, I think it's an up-tempo style, whether you're offense or defense, just make everything happen and at mock speed. And even a play just like that, jumping on a defender, getting to turn the ball over.
6-point lead for the Rams. Crawford, who's had his hands on the orange for a lot in this half.
They're going to give McClung that shot out there. He'll end up taking it.
Crawford again. Thinks about it. McClung then pulls up. It's like he needs Crawford just to reassure him. And reassurance is in that drive. He went strong in the paint. Laid it up nicely with the left hand.
Well, there's no doubt about it. If you want to sit back in a zone, you have to attack the zone, not just play on the perimeter.
Trying to attack the basket, and they call the charge on Arjeef Brar.
That maybe Blaney got lucky there because he was moving his feet. Good play by the Rams, but it could have gone either way, frankly.
Brar, though, didn't really have the conviction I'd like to see when going to the basket. Rams looking to come a little closer. A little reach in there and a tap out by Rye, who was hot in the early going. They've got to get him involved again. Low scoring affair here early going. Both teams, though, able to put up the offense. Here's the offense. Long shot, 3 attempt, no good.
This is what the Ridge wants Robinson to do to get impatient.
Mohar then stops. Then his pass was tipped and then stolen. McClung down the floor.
Look out, look out!
McClung feeling the pressure, but now things a little bit slower. Crawford runs into his own man. He tries that drive inside. This time he dishes off. Baseline, stop and pop, no good as the hand of Brar stopped that.
Well, both teams, I mean, the score is 14-6. Very low scoring game. I think Robinson's just struggling with their size, and they've got to attack, slash, take the lanes and attack the basket. And the Ridge haven't scored this quarter, the second quarter.
No, they haven't. Looking for a little something to drive into. MM will take all day if they have to. Shot not there. Rebound and a second attempt. Nice rebound, Carmichael. Now they work it. They feel a little bit more confident about driving inside, but a turnover. Loose ball. The Ridge come back. Jazz Rye, stop, pop, no good. Rebound out of the big man, and he's harassed underneath. Ben Homer wanted to go up strong, but there were white hands. Or at least shirts are hands that were wearing white all over the place.
We've got Ben Homer at the foul line. Ben's in grade 11, 6'8", averages between 15 and 20 points a game. He's basically carried them in terms of scoring all season. And I've talked about what MM needs to do against the zone. Ridge needs to get the ball inside to their big guys.
They haven't at all. I think that might have been their last set play to jam it inside.
They just haven't had the ability to make the entry pass. And again, credit the defense of the Rams, but that's what the Ridge needs to do.
There he goes, 1 for 2. And finally a point in the second quarter.
That's Homer's first point of the game.
He's been silenced.
Oh, he was looking ready to go cancel. He just waited too long to make that pass because he had him.
Richie Thomas got his big socks up there. He likes the high-hanging socks. Long shot outside for McClure outside. They keep it working that perimeter, the slash inside. And a little bump action, no doubt about it, Tad Crawford. He certainly got a lot of energy, but again, he didn't look too sure of himself.
Well, he wanted to penetrate and then kind of wasn't sure whether he wanted to or not. But Robinson with the full court.
Oh, and there's Crawford, another steal. Now he goes for the easy layup. It's there. He's a hawk out there, a real ball hawk.
He is.
4:16 left in the quarter. 9-point lead for the Rams. Last time these teams played, slick maneuvers by Muhar, but there's really nowhere for him to go.
good defensive stand by Steve Hokanson, who just held his own, trying to draw the charge. Ridge did beat Robinson 57-53 back in December, and they both finished with 6-1 records. But Ridge was edged in for first place based on that particular game.
Coach Stipe didn't like something, and he called out to Carmichael saying, timeout, timeout, timeout.
Okay, let's
listen up. What do they discuss?
23 is out this far, okay? So when we take the ball here, we've got to have 2 low post guys, and we've got to run the slides and the under, okay?
Way up here.
Yeah, I know, and he's up here too, but he's so far out here that we've got a hole in behind him. Okay, so let's just move the ball. Right, post guys, we're doing the slides up and down and the slides across low, okay? Don't worry about anything else right now.
Does come in low. Rotate down and weak side. So open up.
Okay, get your matchup straight.
I got Rams.
Rams on
Brian's trying.
3. Get your matchups now.
Brian's trying to get them about their entry pass. He's talking about the fact that the zone, Jazz Rye is way out wide. He comes way out, and there's big gaps in the behind the front pressure of their zone, and they want to try and find a pass. You'll see more activity from Steve Hokanson, and also from the other forward, who's Cushing, who's going to try and slide up and down or along the baseline.
So look for a little penetration there from inside, and again going up strong for the boards was Ben Homer. Mugar down the court. Again, they really got to get him going. And I'm telling you, the double team up on the postman up there, and they do find the man down low, and then it results in 2 points. But a quicker decision made at the baseline.
Definitely.
Inside penetration. You talked about that slide maneuver down low.
It's just the patterns that the post players are running. And the guards have got to get them the ball. But Brian just wanted to have them focus on trying to make that pass, and clearly that's where they want it. Robinson in their man-to-man defense.
Offensive side of the ball, and getting all worked up is Jazz Rye. And it's tough, though, in the early going when the fans are on you, and you get an offensive foul.
The Robinson fans are here. They just finished winning the midget game.
Finally a victory for a coach looking for one for many years.
John Gardner's team came up with a 58-19 win over Notre Dame. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
Now that we can say the program is in full effect.
Got a foul on.
I got to touch the basketball there. That was great.
Manny Mukar.
Mukar to me seems unsettled. I know it seems like I'm picking on him a bit, but I think a lot can open up if he can penetrate. But it seems to me just not quite sure about it.
Well, they need their guards to penetrate and then dish, and drive and pitch and find their big man, but they can't play perimeter only and make entry passes from there. They've got to be able to find seams and penetrate. Tad Crawford at the line.
Crawford sinks the 1-and-1.
Crawford, the leading scorer in the game, with 7 points.
It's been a very exciting 7 points, too, I might add, too. He's been very active on the top side of the court.
As he always is defensively. He's a real worker.
1 for 2 once again. That makes him 50%.
Hansen fights it up.
It's all good. I'll sacrifice my free throw percentage if you're going to put back the deuce every time.
Well, the bigger Ridge team is being out-rebounded right now, 15-11. And those plays, Steve Hokanson's been, I'm not keeping individual rebounding stats, but he's definitely been a number of those 15 Robinson rebounds. And it's big on the offensive end when you got a second chance for an easy putback like that. All the hard work that they go play in their zone, their half-court game, and then somebody gets a little putback layup because the defense didn't block out.
10-point lead for the Robinson Rams. And the Ridge, again, I don't think we've really touched on it a lot, but the Rams have been in a final situation for tournaments all season long. They've played the pressure games. They've been here on the big floor in the Halton Championship. Oh my, possibilities are endless with that throw.
That was a great effort there by Rye. Missed the layup putback rather.
But the Rams, as I'm saying, they've sort of been here. Iroquois Ridge, he's talked about the fact that they played some tougher quality teams, but didn't play the amount of games to give them this big game experience.
I'm not really certain of what the reason was they didn't play as many games. The unfortunate thing in league play, I mean, they only played 7 league games. That's your league. You've got to go out and find the other games. And some teams are, the tournament situation is getting more and more difficult because of the labor dispute with teachers. A lot of tournaments are not being run that used to be done.
Right.
So maybe they didn't get the registrations in. I don't know what the situation was, but that may have hurt them. As you said, the Rams have been in a number of championship games this year already in tournaments.
Maybe a little tougher for the Ridge, too, just sort of becoming a bit of a basketball power.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're a new school, but it all comes in cycles. I think this is going to be a strong team. They've got some great talent here, but again, they seem to be a little bit. Now Robinson wants to pull them out now. They're going to say coming out of that zone.
Well, the clock will come down to under 2 minutes left in the quarter.
Ridge is going to be asked by the officials.
The clock's still working itself down. I can't believe we're at this stalemate right now, and this is a bit of a coaching ego, in my opinion. And now taking a seat down low to underneath on the floor.
You know, the rule is obviously
Jazz
changed.
Rye. Jazz Rye is, we've got his, I can't believe Jazz Rye. He is sitting underneath the basket right now. He was just sitting. Now they bring it down.
The old rule used to be that the defense had to come out and play and challenge them. Obviously, that rule didn't seem to make any difference here.
Tad Crawford fouled, and now a very upset Jazz Rye questions the call.
He is got to be his 3rd foul. Doesn't say up on the board.
Well, they suckered Rye into a foul.
Sitting down, play basketball.
What are they doing?
Who cares? Jazz, who cares? No, you have to be guarding him. All right? What are you thinking? You're in a packed gym in front of your school? What do you think?
Tad Crawford makes him pay. An 11-point lead.
Well, Robinson simply wants him to come out of that zone so they can attack, and we've got a little bit of an interesting standoff here.
Crawford once again,
oh,
1 for 2. Hokanson, it's a mirror image.
Hokanson now with 8 points and a pile of offensive rebounds.
Execution is the key. Nice drive from end to end. That's what I'm looking for from Manny Mukar.
Where's he been doing that all game?
Boy, so graceful and under control. Down to 45 seconds left in the half. Oh, out of control there was Tad Crawford. He almost ended up flat in his face.
Talking with Coach Ferencina before the game, his one comment about Manny Mukar, their team captain, was that they needed scoring out of him, and that was his first basket of the game, so he needs to step himself up there.
Crawford once again at the line. Well, the 1-and-1 doesn't get any prettier than that.
No.
Or maybe any uglier. Depends on your perspective. Rebound, nice. Nicely done by Becker. They didn't see Hokanson. They're got to be happy about that. Nice inside feed. Nice turn and post up by Ben Homer.
That's a better way. Get the ball down quickly and pound it inside.
I mean, if Ben Homer heats up, it could be lights out.
Here he comes. Nice entry pass. Quick. Take advantage of the size. And obviously Robinson wants to take away that type of stuff, which they basically have the whole first half.
Oh, the fans have found a...
Homer's second point of the game.
They'll certainly need more production out of him in the second half. But again, so much a product of what has been thrown at them more than Homer's game. He's done nothing but sink free throws.
3 free throws, that's it, yeah.
So he's doing his part. 30 seconds left in the half. 10-point lead. So the Ridge now getting a little bit more in control. Now they're offered to just increase their defense a little bit out.
They're going to stay in the zone, but they'll maybe jump up on the ball a bit. But it just opens now. If they open that bring the zone out. It opens up the top of the foul line.
Here's a steal. Great effort by Becker. This could be a big emotional high if someone can put the basket in here. Double team and a foul by the Rams. Coke Hansen charged.
The tempo of this game has been really strange. You know Robinson wants to run. You know that Ridge wants to slow it down. As we've got Justin Close on the foul line.
So 5 seconds remaining, just enough time for possession change, maybe an effort up the floor, or just maybe another foul.
Got a jump ball. And Ridge has got possession with 4 seconds, trying to put another bucket up before the end of the half.
Now oh boy.
Moving on the end line.
Foot foul?
Yep, he moved. Robinson's still got 4 seconds. They've got time to make the long pass and maybe get a shot off. McClung, no,
Ben
he's not
McClung, he's not on the floor.
No, this is where
Tad Crawford, perhaps, want to get the ball into his hands.
Here he comes. Brian's trying to get him in. Yeah, you want him out on the floor to get this shot. And if I was Ridge, I'd have a guy parked right beside him. Make somebody else take that last shot.
Creighton takes a seat, so 4 seconds remaining, and it is Tad Crawford, goes cross court.
Shoot it.
Carmichael, and they post up nicely. McClure, not there.
But they
McClung, nice effort.
Ridge didn't defend him though. They didn't. They just let him come down and find their scorer.
Either it was the best scripted play we've ever seen, or the Ridge got to tighten up on defense. 10-point lead for the MM Robinson Rams. Second half action to return right after this.
Go to a movie or come swimming.
So remember, spending time in the pool can be fun, active, and includes all members of the family. This is Stephanie Lempriere from the City of Burlington Aquatic Unit.
Welcome back to the J.M. Porter Athletic Auditorium. Junior final for Halton being held here. Clint O'Neill along with Dave Nelson, senior coach at MM Robinson. And we've had a sort of a interesting junior final. Low scoring if you're first seeing the score, and going 23-13 at the half. What's up with that? I think we've seen something where the Ridge just really haven't gotten into their game. And MM Robinson, well, if that's the way they're going to be, they can't react, well, we don't care what the score is.
Well, Robinson, surprisingly in my mind, is out-rebounding the Ridge 17-12. And when you've got the size advantage that the Ridge does, they should be controlling the boards. So
they should be controlling the game.
With their size, you would think, but Robinson is just quicker and seem to be wanting to pick the tempo up, whereas the Ridge, here they go, starting right off, dropping back in their zone. First half scorers for Robinson was Tad Crawford with 9 points, Steve Hokanson with 8, Ben McClung 4, and Brian Carmichael 2. And for the Ridge, Ben Homer had 3 points, Arjeev Brar 2, Jazz Rai had 6, and Manny Mukar 2. So that's your scoring.
The first possession, almost a reflection of what we saw for a half of basketball. Just a little mental error. That's where we see a nice crash of the basket by Arjeev Brar. But just kind of what we've seen, a microcosm of everything. Just little mental errors. I mean, no doubt the skills are there on both of these teams, but they just haven't found a connection. But this game, this half is certainly opening up in a different fashion, that's for sure.
Well, it was sloppy, as typically a championship game can be with a big crowd. So we'll hopefully see the teams loosen up a bit here in the second half.
Brar once again driving to the basket. Nice strong rebound there for the Rams. Brian Carmichael going end to end, thinking about using the hoop. Not there. Turn around off
What
the
a
glass.
nice
and
move.
you can count it, baby.
We almost need a replay to our producer, Brad, on that one.
Wow.
Great play by Brian Carmichael.
Only means something if you finish the
go.
deal. Let's have a look at it, though. It does not get much sweeter than this.
Little spin move, fall away jumper, fouled, make the 2, get on the line. Very nicely done. And he makes the 3-point play.
So much sweeter when that goes down.
Brian Carmichael's got a lot of heart. Doesn't surprise me to see him make a big play like that.
The margin is now 11 points.
Traveling.
Travel once again.
You know,
Richie Thomas.
I mentioned the rebounding statistics. I should have been doing turnovers because they're the factors in this game. It's just sloppy on both teams' part with bad passes and turnovers. Well, you would think that would start to go away in the second half.
Carmichael sinks down low. Now Tad Crawford, who I thought was the best player on the floor in the first half, looking for that ball.
Robinson wants to bring it to one side and then find their shooter on the weak side.
They do use that weak side now. Now switch it up. Now the offering from outside is good. So the Rams, no matter how patient, are getting it right.
Well, they've got good outside shooters. I mentioned in the first half, to get your outside shooting game going, you need to get an inside game. If they start to make those outside shots, it's going to pull the Ridge out of their zone deeper, and they'll be able to hit those little slide moves that Coach Stipe was talking about in his first time out.
No, we put Jeeson down low. We're going to have Lee, Manny, and Richie pick up man-to-man. All right? We just got to rotate around, make sure we cut around, we got to collapse in the middle still, right? We got to know what we got to talk on that. We got to start stopping these threes, all right? Can't
Find home, he's wide
hey,
open. Let's go.
just be patient on offense. Be patient on a long game. This game is
So they're talking about, oh, here we go, Bubba knows best.
Yes.
Well, they sure didn't know in your prediction of the midget game, did you?
No, and I've been harassed for it.
And I'm going to have to throw that back out there right now as the Robinson midget boys are sitting here proud in the stands after a convincing 58-19 win over Notre Dame.
Yep.
Sean McCormick with 18 points. 3 players with 10. Jock Kabongo, Matt Barnwell, and Mike Crace all with 10. And in fact, 10 players in that Robinson team scored. For Notre Dame, Ugana Hibwaba, 10 points, excuse the pronunciation. But to Coach Gardner, congratulations after about 5 or 6 years of being in this championship game to finally get his first win in the midget final.
Rich now trying to work some offense. Again, really high outside the perimeter, thinking about driving inside. Mukar throws the ball away, and it's tipped out. Oh, and the ref calls it in possession of the Ridge.
Rams showing zone this possession, and good thing to do after a timeout is to change your defense and give them a different look, which is exactly what they did. An aggressive zone, conversely to what you're seeing the Ridge play. They'll probably trap.
Now trying to go up strong, and oh, nearly counting it there, but a foul there on Homer. And Homer, once he gets in motion too.
He hasn't scored a field goal yet, and he's been the big scorer for this team, so I'm sure their coaches have looked him over there as we see P.J. Kerr, former player that's helping coach with Dave Ferrancina, as well as Al Norville. PJ works with their guards, and Al Norville is a coach from the Montreal system and that's come over. So they've got a good coaching staff at the Ridge.
PJ had a great outside presence in his day.
Oh, he was great. I got to coach him on the All-Star team one year. Just a fun guy to be around and a great player.
Good hustle on defense.
Oh, yeah.
Great threat from the outside. Really was a real skilled player. I almost directed his team to a Halton title.
Yeah, he was solid. Nice to see him out.
Baseline drive and a turnaround shot there by Crawford.
Crawford trying the reverse layup. Made the good drive.
He's explosive. Like, let's have a look at it. He just makes up his mind.
Very athletic. Tad is a strong safety. Is the starting safety for the Rams senior football team for the last 2 years. He's also a former competitive gymnast and soccer player.
Nice upside jumper. by Arjeef Brar. And let's not forget, and we haven't brought this up, Jazz Rye has been sitting for this entire second half.
I think he's got 3 fouls.
He does. And definitely a spark plug and a good scorer for this Ridge team. So the Ridge just trying to keep it close so they can get him back in the game. Stop and pop, though, it makes it really tough when Ben McClung is hitting from outside like that.
I said right from the outset of the game, they've got to get on him. They can't let him start making shots. And once he makes one, he's just going to get his confidence going. There are going to be more to come.
Nice feed inside. The defense is there. Ridge will hold on to possession, though, but not a chance there for Arjeef Brar. Long bomb attempt off the side glass, not even close. But the Ridge have been maintaining possession here, so they're very fortunate. Rams will substitute in Mike Blaney. Taking a seat will be Brian Cushing.
Well, the Ridge have got to get Homer into the offense.
Nice jump on the ball. Carmichael drives, scores. It just gets sweeter for the Rams.
Well,
they look like the more confident bunch right now.
There's 2 or 3 players that have really stepped up, and 4 players, 5 players. There's a number of them that are all stepping up, and the Ridge can't seem to surface more than 1 or 2 leaders. Very balanced scoring on the Robinson side. There's 4 players with almost 10 points each, 8 or above.
Brar had the ball stolen from him by Carmichael. Carmichael looking for the carbon copy. This time the basket called off, but he will be called for traveling.
Nice drive from end to end by Brian Carmichael. I'll take that any day of the week. Here he comes.
Let's see if we can spot it.
Let's check the travel. Oh yes, definitely an extra step in there, but
well,
heck of a full end-to-end drive anyways.
Funny enough though, in other leagues they seem to get away with that.
You're talking the NBA, you don't count traveling. It's not a rule in the NBA.
Guess the athletes have just gotten almost too quick now.
Well, the NBA isn't quick. Stand around basketball.
We're trying to be nice to everyone here.
I know. Oh, hey, this is way more entertaining in my mind. Most nights.
You generally see the 100% effort more and more often.
That's what I guess I'm getting at, yeah.
It's unfortunate I have to say that, but that's the truth. Oh my God, in and out on the long bomb.
Big rebound by Crawford.
Crawford comes down with it. He is so active in that backcourt.
Yep.
Little shove from behind. Ridge will go to the line, or actually on the inbounds, pardon me. Actually, the Rams, pardon me, will go to.
I think that's Homer's first foul, according if our foul board is accurate. It's hard.
I'd be surprised. I'm surprised if it isn't, because he's been invisible, just not part of this game.
Yeah. Ridge trying to match up man to man.
I mean, I'd like to see the Ridge kind of go down on a little double action, heat things up maybe. The Rams are able to do what they want. Hokanson going up for a second opportunity. The Rams hold down to possession. Carmichael takes the step and then pulls out. Carmichael off the left-handed dribble, stops, pops off the iron, rebound, Homer. He comes down with it, and that's his best play of the evening. Believe it or not, but it is.
They need his size. They need his leadership.
Now he's all pumped up, driving. See, that's what I mean. It starts with that big rebound down the floor.
His first field goal.
And he takes on 3 Rams and comes up with 2.
No, you're right. He needs to really step it up right now.
Not there for Cushing, or actually change that, Blaney.
Blaney, yep.
13-point game right now. Mukar, he makes up his mind, and he'll be charging, no doubt about that. But the way that things are going for the Ridge, that's what they have to do.
No, exactly. We said that earlier. They've got to attack the basket, get something happening inside. So you don't mind that well, you don't like to see an offensive charge because you turn the ball over too, but that's definitely improved play on their part. 33 to 20. So the Ridge don't want to let this spread get any wider. They've got to start to close the gap a little bit.
Steal, perhaps? Nope. Lost vision. Well, turnover nonetheless.
Carry. It looked like he might have carried it.
At what point do you get Jazz Rye back in the game?
Well, maybe he's mad about him lying on the floor there at the end. Maybe that's still, but he needs to get back in the game.
You know, it reminds me of a situation that we've went through here in a Halton final, maybe some 4 years ago. Ben Gorham, an athlete for the St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders, a tremendous talent, but yet didn't have his head into it on that day.
No. I remember that game. We were sitting here together, sure.
And it affected the performance of his team on the overhaul, him not being in the game. But as a coach, sometimes you got to make tough decisions.
Yeah. And maybe that's a wake-up call for him in whatever regard. But they're still hanging around. This is, even though I think MM has outplayed them substantially, it's still only a 13-point game, which is not a guaranteed spread. So Ridge is still every bit in this game.
Hokanson is maybe a little undersized for the paint.
But his athleticism makes up for it.
It's really coming through this afternoon as he is outplaying Ben Homer.
Yep. Oh, great steal there by Carmichael.
Great take back though too. Hokanson just didn't have the hands, and he's not happy about it. Well, he's looking for a foul, surprisingly. I thought. Off the inbounds.
Homer.
Lee Becker.
They're trying to get the ball into Homer. He's posting up low. They wanted to try, it looked like they were trying to get him right on the inbounds from the side.
Well, the Rams, they now go for a little bit more size with Michael Dren, 6'2". Working it around the horn.
They aren't even looking into Homer. Like he had sealed his man and they didn't even look to him.
The range not there for Becker. Loose ball lost there by Brar. Little foul on that slap.
I think the Ridge on every possession's got to come down and deliberately look to pound the ball inside their big man. And if it's not there, then consider a secondary option. As here comes Brar now, or not Brar, rather Jazz Rye. Looks like he's subbing into the game here with just under a minute left in the third quarter.
Now it's important for him, at least the way I look at it, that he established himself in the early going quickly.
Are you talking about Rye?
Rye, definitely, because really, it's all forgotten now. But if he comes in here and takes care of business, this team will ride on his back.
Well, he scored 6 points early in the game and obviously hasn't scored here in the second half because he hasn't come in yet. I'm not sure what this is, an intentional foul or a technical foul.
Well, Carmichael was coming up the floor and there was a big-time slap.
I wouldn't think that was intentional. Must have been something someone said. So Rams are going to get the ball back after the foul shot. So
those hurt so much. Possible 4, maybe even 5-point swing.
Oh, yeah. So as we're running down here at the end of the third quarter, 34-20 for Robinson over Iroquois Ridge.
Carmichael now feeling the heat from good defense. Again, a shot from the elbow, and really, when looked and called upon, Ben McClung has come through.
Well, that was a set play. He sets a screen and then comes off 2 screens, so he got a good look at it. And like I said, he's just a tremendous shooter.
Mukar loses the ball, driving inside, stop, baseline, drive, and a pop. Nicely executed by Richie Thomas. 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Loose ball, almost lost, but Carmichael able to feed it inside, nearly picked off, as Dren couldn't really get his paws on it. 6 seconds remaining, and Crawford, the shooter, comes right back into the game. A lot for him to inbounds, though. 6 seconds left. Down to 4 seconds. Tag
nice move by Crawford.
The shooter. That's why I called him the shooter.
He gave a good shot fake. The Ridge team, you know, we've played 3 quarters. They're down 38-22, but they haven't won a quarter yet. Here's the replay. So it comes out, little fake, Beautiful little fake. Tad with a nice soft jumper. 38-22 at the end of the third quarter for Robinson. And Ridge haven't won a quarter yet. You know, they're not only not closing the gap, they haven't been able to take one quarter, so they've got their work really cut out for them. And going into here to the fourth, they've got to open it up. They can't play back in a zone. They've got to get into some kind of man pressure and hope that they can turn the ball over from Robinson. But right now, Robinson just looks too powerful in terms of ball control.
And they're certainly carrying the hot hand. They may have shooters from all over the floor right now. They're confident in their ball handling.
Well, the scoring picked up in that quarter. Robinson outscored the Ridge 15-8 15-9 in that quarter. And their shooting is definitely improving. Robinson missed some of the shots in the first half they should have made. But the Ridge have really got their challenge. They've got to make a real quick hit here early in the fourth quarter if they have any hope whatsoever. And they can't sit back and just let Robinson run time off the clock, which they will do. They'll go into the Robinson spread offense and take time.
Well, this is the best lineup I think they can offer. Oh, no. Nearly suicide. Here's Rye. Back pass. Oh, to the big guy, not there. What a great effort there, and he'll go to the line to shoot, too.
Well, you know, you got to go to where your team strength is, and Ben Homer with, 15 to 20 points per game average, he hasn't been a real factor here, largely because he's not getting the ball.
No.
I'm not sure what they're trying to do in a team system, but it just is perplexing that you can't get your leading scorer the ball.
That could be his first miss from the line this afternoon.
Yeah, he's made some points on the foul line.
They'll need all of them now.
The Ridge with only 22 points here today. They did score in the quarterfinal. They beat QE Park 72-54, and they beat Oakville Trafalgar 52-39. So they're averaging around 60 points a game, and yet they've only got 22 here today. Again, that's give credit where credit due. The Robinson defense has been doing this all year. They're a very strong defensive team, but the Ridge again is struggling on the offensive end on their own.
Got to get rid of it. Crichton underneath, too far though. Rebound in and out of the hands of Homer, and he can't find the handle. He may be a little rattled right now. His last foul effort, I always say, it's got to hit the iron.
If it doesn't hit the iron, boy, you're going to get the crowd on you. You know that.
It's got to hit the iron, find a tip of glass, find something.
Yeah. No, there's no question there. Got to put it up there.
Don't be shy.
So this is the end for both of these teams. There is no GHAC or OFSA qualifiers, or playdowns rather.
I wonder if one day there will be at this level.
I doubt it. I would really be surprised.
Maybe in a Metro final of some sort.
Well, first of all, the financial end of things, the schools are always cutting back. They're really, I wouldn't be surprised to see midget gone real soon, because they're cutting back rather than adding games. Let's just put it that way.
Stop, pop, the temp for.
Secondly, in the provincial scope of things, they use the varsity system, which means the provincial champion. Your school gets one team that gets a shot at a provincial title, and that's how that's always been.
Fourth quarter action, 16-point lead for the Rams, and it's been turnover city for the Ridge all afternoon.
Again, I didn't think it was going to be a factor with turnovers, or I would have been keeping track of them, but
here's Carmichael. Carmichael
nice soft
puts up
jumper.
Really nice looking.
Brian's really stepped it up here in the second half. He's got 9 points now.
It's been,
sorry, 7 of them in the second half. His confidence is stepping up, and he's taking the shots and knocking them right down.
It's been sort of like an engine running at nice power. There's spark everywhere. Someone different stepping up for the Rams at different times in this game. And
well, I mentioned it earlier.
Great team effort.
Rams have got 4 players. Crawford's got 11. McClung has got 11. Carmichael's got 9, and Hokanson's got 8. So they're nicely balanced in the scoring.
Richie, be aware.
Here we go.
Shoots our threes, all right? Richie, just drive if you want to, all right? But ball fake, it's not there, right? Don't force it into Ben, right? Manny, Jeeves, Jazz. If you're open, don't force it, all right? Don't force it. You got it?
When we're pressuring them, when we're playing defense,
Don't force it, bro.
Other side, stay
I
on
know,
your
my man, when you're shooting, right? Go
come
for it.
back and pass it, but we're letting them have the pass. We can't. We have to overplay that.
All right, let's go.
Piss them.
They're talking about
Let's go,
trying to
Rich.
get.
1, 2, 3.
They're trying to get some threes, which obviously is pretty obvious. They need to get what they can here. Mentioned the playoff run for the Ridge. Robinson quickly in the quarterfinals had a real tight game, beating Nelson 48-46, and beat Aquinas handily 62-48 in the semifinals. So we've got two teams here in the final that both came from the Richardson division, first and second.
Cross court, in and out of the hands. Richie Thomas had an opportunity, had an easy two, not there. Folks, just a reminder that at the conclusion of this game, we'll have a talk with the winning coach, some of the players as well too. So stick around at the completion of this game as the Rams are looking to win another title in the junior level. And for Coach Stipe, it's been almost a regular visit here in the last little while.
They've 4 years in a row.
What about the senior program?
They're all playing junior.
Oh, no charge call there. But again, not getting the friendly bounce is Brar, and he's fouled in the act. He will shoot two. Big time substitutions coming for the Rams. Everyone getting a flavor at this point now.
We've got Brar at the line. He's a first-year junior, grade 10.
Wow.
6'5". And he's got 6 points in today's game so far.
Substitutions ×3 for Coach Stipe. Rams were the more aggressive team in the early going, and the Ridge just haven't gotten out of first gear all afternoon.
Well, I saw part of the first time these two teams play, but boy, the Ridge must have played a heck of a lot stronger than. Nice foul drawn by Brandon Creighton, just setting a screen for Crawford coming down with a dribble.
Yep.
Runs the man right into him. I didn't see the game, as I said, the first time these two teams played. Ridge beat them 57-53, if I remember correct. Here it is, yeah, 57-53 back in December. And there's no remote resemblance of that team, I'm sure, here today, as they're struggling a bit consistently on each possession. They've had a lot of turnovers. I think you can see a lot of talent in that Ridge team.
Just no cohesion today.
No.
5.5 left in this basketball game. Manny Mukar. Mukar now turning, dishing, turnover. But there doesn't even seem to be an attempt to put it inside.
No, they haven't.
Mukar.
That's my surprise, in that you haven't seen a concerted effort. I mean, coming into the fourth quarter, I think they were down 12 or 13. They're down almost 20 now.
What did he average per game?
15 to 20 is, they didn't have an exact amount. I was told 15 to 20 points a game, and he's sitting here with 5 right now. And clearly a force inside. Like, I mean, physically, he's a force. Now, that being said, they've got a lot of size, so it isn't just.
We've seen flashes of it.
They've had trouble, when I coach against a team that's got a real strong forward or a couple of forwards, we put extra pressure on the guards so they can't get the ball to them.
Sure.
So maybe we should be crediting the Robinson guards for what's happening, because they're not allowing them to get the ball inside.
Well, there's Homer working hard on the defensive side of the floor. Trying to make something happen is Brar. He dishes off long outside. Pass, we'll call it, off the glass, good. Richie Thomas converts, and the fans all over all over Jazz Rye.
Well, they've been on him since the first half, and you know, this happened in the midget game. A bunch of the Robinson fans got on one of the Notre Dame players, and it's tough for the players because, generally speaking, they don't play in front of much of a crowd, and obviously they're intense, their emotions are involved, and then you get that happening. So it's no fun when your team's losing big late in the game and the crowd's on you.
Nope. Let me go softly, please.
Yeah. Quietly.
Ben McClung back in for a couple of minutes. Tad Crawford working the line right now, sinking one of two to come. Front iron, rebound into the hands of the Ridge. Mukar dishes off. Inside feed, in and out of the hands of Homer on the steal. Coming up floor is Tad Crawford.
So Coach Stipe, and also should mention assistant coach Marty Bowl, who also coaches the boys team at Rolling Meadows Public School, which is one of our better feeder schools.
Now, the guy who's got to be alert all the time is the guy that 41's covering. Is that you? Yeah. Okay, if we get a guard in trouble, flash to the ball, because 41 can't cover you. Okay? He can't cover you on a bet. All right, we're in spread. Now remember, they're trying to steal it, so we got to move the ball. Then we got to go to the foul line and make our shots. Okay? On defense, we're in good 52. We're not going to give them that inside stuff. If the ball goes inside to 41 or 23, we're going to double down. Okay? Who's got 23? Okay, just stay on them. Don't worry about the 4 fouls, okay? Just play your game. Yep.
They're starting to post up Homer so someone can do the slide.
Yep, make sure now. They're trying to post up the big guy low. Make sure we double down on it. Okay, here we go. Rams on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rams.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that they're going to go in the spread offense, which is a ball control offense, but Coach Stipe's comments to, double down on the big man, which is great strategy, but it hasn't been a factor. They haven't even got it to him to have to do that yet.
Exactly.
But he's looking out for it, knowing that that's what they would want to do, but you would think that would have happened in the first quarter from a Ridge standpoint. Right, this offense will spread the floor, obviously, and then attack, right what Brian just did there.
He'll get that ball back, too, and now they'll set up. Great work by Crawford to slow the troops down.
It opens up backdoor cuts, layup opportunities. You want to keep scoring, but you want to take time off the clock. The clock is their enemy right now.
Jazz Rye got all tied up just trying to defend.
Coach Stipe still going with his starters with a 16-point lead. But just under 4 minutes.
This is their last couple moments in junior, maybe. They got to get ready for you.
Could be. Well, it's their last game as juniors for sure, because there's nowhere after this.
Consider it a showcase for yourself.
I'll believe it when I see it at the senior level, believe me.
Mukar in the paint, pulls up, drops, back iron rebound. He had a real back iron rebound early going.
Nice
just
move, Ben.
A little gun shy since.
Little hand check, which it's not going to do them anything. They're in the bonus now. I mean, unless they want to foul. No, I don't think that was intentional.
Ticky-tacky, I thought.
Yeah, that might be his 5th foul. They're pulling them over to the side. It is. So both teams are going to take advantage of the 30 seconds allotted to the Ridge to substitute another man in.
See, I don't know. We've said this before, I think. When your 5th or 6th foul in some case, it's got to be a foul. Got to be no doubt about it. I thought that was a little ticky-tack.
Well, according to the rule book, you can't hand check. Hey, Al. We're talking here in the booth with Al Robertson, the I assume official for the senior game. With
we've got a couple of
Mr.
seniors.
Cipriani.
A couple of seniors.
Yeah, there's gray hair coming in to do the senior game.
You got to take it off. Here.
Oh, I can't wait to see how the next game is officiated. I cannot wait. Some of the best in the business showing up at the J.M. Porter Athletic Auditorium. As a reminder, if you're watching on our doubleheader night. The senior game to follow, and it should be a dandy as we have the Nelson Lords. Now, I've been criticized over the years for being a bit of a Nelson homer, but then I reply to people who call me this, how can I not be? They just keep showing up.
I'll hold my comments back.
They just keep showing up.
No,
football, basketball.
They're a great team. They got great athletes there. There's no question. They're all from the east end of Burlington. I guess that's the rule. Anything east of Brand Street can go to Nelson.
Yes.
Let's leave it at that. Jesus.
Here we go. Not there for Mukar. In transition, the easy basket scored by Carmichael. But to further the argument, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I'll tell you.
They are hungry and they are ready.
I'm going to tell you something. That game, well, there's a nice long three by Rye. There's no question that next game is going to be a real tough tilt. The midget game was a blowout here. This junior game by score is somewhat of a blowout. But you won't see that in the senior game. You're going to see one heck of a tight, well-played game.
Carmichael now just leaves it for Crawford. Crawford might have lost it there for a second, but able to pick it up as McClung. We're down to 2:25 left in this fourth quarter. 17-point lead for the Rams, and again, they just want to work the ball and work the time off. There's been no doubt about what we've seen so far. Unfortunately, they got called on a travel, and the Ridge will use the opportunity to substitute some of the players that'll be seeing some junior action next year. Mark Voigt, Randip Chana check into the ball game. Segal Ube also in the game. Here's another long three attempt. Off the back iron there, but he's got the range. There's no doubt about that. Now, losing him at a really critical time of the game. There was a time in the second quarter where the Ridge were able, late in the second quarter, were able to bring it down to 9.
Yeah.
They actually went on a little bit of a run. But yet the lack of a variance in the game, it's hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, they've...
One-dimensional.
Yeah.
And it's not even one-dimensional in what we would like to see, the one dimension coming in.
Well, I'm sure they didn't play up to their potential here today in any regard.
That's finals sometimes.
They basically, against junior competition, the Ridge were 12-1 this year.
Wow.
They played 4 senior teams, as we mentioned earlier. So,
no! And that's it. And like we discussed, it just really hasn't happened today. And and I'm looking at Tad Crawford right now, and he's given to Vince Carter. It is over. It's over. And it's been a tough day at the office for one Jazz Rye.
Jazz Rye leaves the game with 9 points, excuse me. He is the leading scorer in today's game for the Ridge Trailblazers, I guess is their nickname.
Do you want to answer that question?
And I gather he fouled and took a technical, which would be his technical counts as a personal foul. So that's where his fourth and fifth came together.
Jazz Rye will have better days, and he will also have better games. There's no doubt about that.
Carmichael nails 2 more, and he's now got 11 points in the second half. Oh, another one coming up. Total of...
double. It's hard to give up.
Well, he's got another, so yeah, we've got a personal foul, which would be the 2 shots with the 10th plus 2 for the intentional. So Brian Carmichael's padding his stats as he's now got 13 in the second half, 15 overall to lead the Rams in scoring.
It's tough enough in these days with Carmichael being defended nicely and him sinking too. You don't want to let him shoot from the free throw line like that, uncontested.
No.
Those are just gimmies. It's a 21-point lead for the Rams. Couple of new players in the ball game, and Warren Runya
comes into the game along with Mark Faulkner. And who else was substituted? Oh, we've also got Chris Black that have all just substituted in. And,
under a minute remaining.
Dave Hodkins and Steve Hokanson wrap up their 5 on the floor.
Loose ball, looking for the turnover. Mark Faulkner was involved there. Kicking it outside. Here's Mukar. Just, again, I can't help but say it. Just not there tonight. Good hustle. There's no doubt about that. The Ridge have made a good effort of it. The effort's been there, but the results certainly not. And all the Rams feeling like a champion so far.
Well, they've certainly got this game wrapped up. 37 seconds left, 51-30. So the Rams are going to finish their season 30. It'll be 30-5.
Looking for the cutter inside, not there. Dren just dishes it off. Faulkner upstairs. Oh. Well, it's a good thing because the roof would have blown off the building had it dropped. Everyone on their feet praying for that one to go down. Mark Faulkner, a 5'9" guard, putting up his foul offering. Not there. He goes 1 for 2. Randeep Channa, throwaway, turnover. Right to the very end we go. 22-point lead for the Robinson Rams. No doubt the better team on the afternoon, and they are. Well, Faulkner is fouled.
So Robinson, just to wrap up scoring here quickly, Brian Carmichael with 15, Tad Crawford 12, Ben McClung 11, Steve Hokanson with 8, Brandon Crichton has 2, and Faulkner, that's his second point. And that wraps up for them, unless he makes another one here. And he does. So MM wins this game 54-30 to defend and do it convincingly. You know, when you look, they've had a great season, obviously, but they had closer games in the games leading up to this, and so did the MM Midgets, which won. But certainly MM came here with their A game, and the Ridge team didn't play up to potential after beating Robinson earlier in the year, taking a good kicking here today. But
I don't even think the Rams played all that well to start off this game, but the Ridge played so much poorer than them.
No, it was sloppy. Both teams were sloppy, frankly. A lot of turnovers. I didn't track the turnovers, but there was a lot of sloppy play that hopefully would have worked itself out. But anyways, final score, 54-30 for Robinson and defending their junior championship.
Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll come right back with a couple of players, maybe a coach, maybe even a trophy, a junior trophy. And the Robinson Rams are the Halton champs. We'll be back right after this.
If you thought you'd seen it all, wait until you see digital cable TV from Cogeco. digital quality pictures and sound, 40 digital music channels, and more viewing choices. And Cogeco Digital Cable TV comes with the incredible Digital Navigator viewing guide. View listings, search for programs, set reminders for later, even block programs you don't want your children to see. It's a whole new way to watch TV. To order digital cable TV and see how much you can save with one of Cogeco's digital value packs, call today.
Well, down here on the floor after the moments of the junior final, MM Robinson crowned champions, and certainly someone to have a little bit to do with something was Brian Stipe. And Brian, good effort today, but it was sort of one that was patient, but one that kind of came to you too. You didn't really have to do everything.
Well, we played good defense. We put a lot of pressure on the ball, and they had trouble. They were missing their point guard. He was having trouble moving, but the whole key to me was if we could rebound with them and take away all those easy baskets, that we'd be fine. And once we started building a bit of a lead and got them to come out of the zone and play man-to-man, we knew we could run our regular offense and we'd be fine. And we've been pretty good with a lead all year. Our kids really are calm and they don't panic. And I thought we did a good job on shot selection, and I think we played great defense today, so that was a good game.
You know, for junior athletes, it's very, very tough to install to them that sometimes size doesn't matter. But how'd you do that today to these kids?
Well, we've been outsized by everybody in this league, and we're used to it. Steve Hokanson is about 6'1", and he's going against a guy 6'6", and he out-rebounded him all day. And
that was a real factor in the game, I thought. I thought that their inside was just totally shut down.
Yeah, we just took them out, and we tried to make them move their offense to the outside, and the whole key was, as I said, hitting the boards. And we got tough kids. They play tough.
For you, a long year, but a very, very successful year once again for you, yourself personally.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is fun. This is it's a great way to go out. We've won 3 of the last 4 at this age group now. And probably this group, we had more struggles than any of the 3 that have won. But the only team that really handled us all year was Eastern Commerce, and they're the best team in Toronto by far. But we played a whole bunch of tight games, and our kids just hang in and do a good job with it. So we had great leadership from the 4 fourth or second-year guys. That's Crawford, Carmichael, Ben McClung, and Dave Hawkins, and that's a huge key in how the first-year guys develop. So. Looks good for next year. We got 8 guys back if that works out.
It's funny that you talk about next year. The important part is for the senior program next year. Do any of these kids move up?
Well, yeah, we've been talking about moving the whole group up because the grade 10s are the first grade 12 class. So we like to give everybody 2 years at senior. So if we can do it, I'd like to move everybody up. It just depends. We may have too many at that age group at that point, so we'll see.
Brian Stipe, many times on the floor, many times a champion. Congratulations, one more to pull home for 2001.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. That's great.
We'll be right back with a senior game that we've been talking about right after this. We're here with our players of the game, Brian Carmichael, Tad Crawford. A good, excellent, real effort today, team effort. What I said was that it seemed like at every point of the game, someone else had to step up, Tad.
We had a lot of big players this game. Everybody stepped up, made their shots when we needed them. We played a good defensive game, and that's what won it for us today.
I really had a good eye on you, personally. In terms of your pressure up the floor, you were creating turnovers and converting the easy baskets.
Well, my game in basketball is my effort. I'm not an excellent skill player, but my effort keeps me in the game, and I just try my hardest all the time.
Talk to me a little bit about Coach Stipe. He seems to bring a lot to the game.
Oh, Coach Stipe's a fun guy. He knows basketball. He's one of my favorite coaches. He knows how to get us ready for the games. He knows basketball, and he wins games for us every year.
Brian Carmichael, this has got to feel really good for you because you started to heat up in the second half.
Oh, yeah. Had a lot better game in the second. Game came to me.
And certainly obviously a little bit of a struggle in the first half. Was it your own little mental preparation, or did the coach talk to you? What was the difference in your game?
Just keep putting effort in. It's going to come.
When you played these guys, this was a much bigger team. I mean, both of you guys check in over 6 feet, but there's a couple of 6'5", 6'7" in there. Did you feel intimidated by their size?
Not at all. We felt that we had the speed advantage, and we took advantage of that. We ran the big floor well, and fast breaks is what got most of our points for us.
Yeah, our defense held up. The main thing was to get on the boards, try and outboard them.
Now, they have some pretty talented guards, but it seemed like you matched up well with them.
Yeah, they didn't give us much of a problem, I thought. We handled them pretty good.
Junior champions, guys, enjoy it. Will we look forward to seeing you guys in senior?
You'll see me in football this year.
Well, we'll look for, hey, that's coming pretty quickly as well, too. Folks, thanks, you guys. Congratulations as well, too. We get ready for a little bit more final action coming right up. The senior game. It's going to be a good one. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the Nelson Lords, defending champions, looking to move on. Wow, here we go. Big time basketball. Senior basketball final. That's excited, how excited I am. And you know what? This could be the football final. The Nelson Lords and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Every matchup, the football final. Many similar faces, but a different game. But you know what? Nelson, even though they are the defending champions, have to feel like this is their game to win.
Well, Nelson for sure has got a lot of senior veterans on this team, and they're very confident, ranked in the province, but boy, don't underestimate this Notre Dame team. They've had 2 really tight games that could have gone either way with Nelson. They lost close, but I'm expecting a barn burner here today, and whoever wins is going to get an automatic berth at Austin and will represent Halton real well.
And that is massive. I mean, the backdoor fight's always very scrappy, but to get the automatic berth, you can almost relax a little bit because it is so hard to win in your own conference.
Oh, there's no question. Just getting out of Halton has always been a feat at any year, let alone a year like this. Both teams have played a ton of games. Nelson is 34-5 on the season. Notre Dame is 33-8. They've both won a couple of tournaments and been finalists in a whole bunch of others. They've played all the top teams in the province. You just got 2 great teams, really. I think impressively, I've always been impressed with Notre Dame's aggressive defensive style, but Nelson is no defensive slouch either. Not at all. Both of them, if you look on the score sheet of what they did all year, held teams down to real low points. And at the same token, they got the guys with the guns. Wade Curry on the Nelson side, both Rob Scully, who's being introduced right now, and Todd Cooney can light it up from threes. There's talent all the way down on both teams' benches. You got 2 veteran coaches, Coach Dooley, who has been here before, so has Coach Stacy. Coach Dooley, ironically, has coached a number of the Nelson players with the Burlington Panthers rep team. So they're well acquainted. They know each other's talent. I'm well acquainted with them, having played against them and watched them both play all year. And I can't think of a final in recent years that I've kind of looked forward to, other than ones when my team got lucky enough to get there.
Oh my.
In terms of a real true close matchup, this is going to be an exciting game for the fans.
There you see a shot of him. Bob Stacy. Is there a better game day preparation coach? And I say that as just a coach, not so much in a technical sense of any sport, but somehow he has the motivational rap on these kids. We've seen it for years and years. Can he do it one more time?
Well, there's no doubt about Bob's ability there. And he has been consistent in being able to get the best out of his players. And that's a combination of great coaching and obviously having talented, mentally tough kids. Because Bob puts a lot of pressure on them. He expects a lot out of them. whether you're the superstar or a guy that just comes off the bench in a role model, a role position, he's expecting your best, and if you don't, you're going to hear about it. Coach Dooley's the same way. He's got a lot of basketball coaching experience going back to the provincial team. Too many teams to even mention here in this quick moment before we throw the ball up. So both of them are good game coaches, but you're right on Coach Stacey. He certainly knows how to motivate them game day and when games are on the line.
And when we talk about Coach Dooley, certainly a technical wizard, knows this game inside and out. Lost last year to Nelson in the playoffs. Looking for a little bit of sweet revenge. Notre Dame in the white, gold and royal blue in the red and gold. Of course, the Nelson Lords, and we're underway first quarter action. Seidenberg. He'll have to fight hard at the timeline to bring that one down. Change that. That's Behe, my friends. Behe
Notre Dame
overhead fake.
Notre Dame in their traditional aggressive man-to-man defense. They'll get right out on you.
Behe a little bit of glass and good. And the Lords open up first.
John Behe in his third year of senior basketball and he's only in grade 12. He's got another year left. Both of these teams subscribe to the varsity program system, bringing up grade 10s, 11s, 12s, whoever's ready to play, they put them up on their senior team. Something I wish they'd do at our school.
Graham Dow with the first foul of the game, and one that he'd probably forget about. Coming through is Scully. Now it's Cooney. Penetrating inside Cieselwitz, and he's stolen from Wade Curry on the other side of the floor, scoring 2, and the Lords up 4 early.
Both teams in an aggressive man defense.
Wide open look for Cooney. He looks to dish it off, though. The feed inside, and a little bump in there as well, too. Not called. Looking to post up and jam it inside.